Hey everyone, welcome back to GameSpot's E3 stage. I am Mike Mahardy, I'm here with Lucy James.
Hey.
And I am also here with Yasuhiro and Robert from Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, which was just, teased last year, but revealed this week. How's it feel?
Feels fantastic. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. I'm personally, we're both very, very excited for this one. From Software, legendary designer, developer, I'm very, very excited to dive into this. So tell us about Sekiro.
So Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is, as you know, the newest game from Software. It is a third-person action-adventure game with RPG elements. It's set in the late 1500s Japan time period that we call the Sengoku, or Warring States period. That said, it is definitely not a history game in any way whatsoever. Yeah. It is a original world created by From Software that pulls on themes from that time frame. So you're going to see a lot of things that didn't really exist.
Yeah, so obviously From Software has a very distinct style to their games. Obviously,
Absolutely.
like people are, there's games that are taking after them, whether it's like Lords of the Fallen or The Surge or Neo. There are games that are like, it's carved out its own. People are calling it like a genre now.
Right.
Assuming, in what ways is Sekiro going to kind of allude to From Software's past?
I'll let Kitao-san answer that one. わかりました。
新しさみたいなところですか。新しさみたいなところですか。
昔の
はいはいわかりますよ。
を参照してっていうか、どこら辺を現在までもたらしてますか。今回のタイトルまでもたらしてますかっていう話ですね。
ソウルズとかってことですか。
はい
はい
そうですね。もうジャンルになってるからじゃあ今頃はどうなってます。
OK まずはこれまでのタイトルと同じように結構難しくてで。それゆえに達成感を感じられるゲームだっていうところはまず変わってないと思います。
最初の部分もう一回お願いします。
難しいけど、達成感のあるゲームってところです。
So, this time also is one thing that is similar as it's going to be really hard. But at the same time, they're also shooting for that feeling of achievement that you get when you overcome something difficult. Yeah, it's like the okay.
あとはなかなか見たことないようなボスとか、ユニークな武器とか、これまでソウルシリーズとかを楽しんでもらったそういった点を楽しんでもらった方も、今回もまた驚いてもらいたいなというふうに思ってます。
Right. You're going to see things with bosses that you've never seen before. You're going to be fighting with. You're going to have weapons and fight in ways that you've never seen before. There's a lot of things in here that are going to be very surprising for fans. We can't wait for them to see it.
So typically in From Software games, you're dropped into this world and you're given very vague hints about the world and the lore and what you as a person, as a player, are supposed to be doing. Are we going to be experiencing the same thing with Sekiro? Like, it seems like even from the opening trailer, there's certainly more of a plot point for us to follow. There's a goal for us straight away.
Sure. じゃあストーリーテリングはどうなります？
そうですね。今回まず。全てを失った孤独な忍者が守るべき主を、奪還して、復讐を果たすべき相手に復讐を果たすっていう、ストーリーの、テーマがあります。
Yeah, as you were mentioning, like those early themes are pretty clear. So the hero has had his master captured. He needs to go back and get him. He also needs to take revenge for the guy that cut off his arm, right? So it does start out clearly.
で、これまでよりもちょっといわゆる分かりやすい、そういったストーリーの、テーマがあります。
And so that's a lot, probably comparatively easier to understand in the beginning, just as you said.
そうなんですけど、ただプレイヤーのプレイ自体がそのストーリーになっていくような作り方、要はナラティブ性というところはこれまでと変わりがありません。
Right, but that experiential storytelling experience. Where the story is told by you exploring the world, that's unchanged. That's still there as it always has been.
So we're still going to be poring over every item description.
じゃあアイテムディスクリプションすごいもう詳細までずっと読んでる感じですかねって。
今回もその辺も楽しみにしてもらいたいですね。あとはアクションアドベンチャーといってもマップの進行方法とかも自由ですし、そういった探索とかも、本当に自分のストーリーを作っていくような形になると思いますので楽しみにしてほしいです。
So you can definitely look forward to that. Additionally, the map has a lot to explore.
Right.
その 接続されてるという部分も言ってました。
あ、そうですね。
Yeah, and it's seamlessly interconnected all throughout. So there's a lot to find in there, and you can't wait for players to see it.
In terms of like being seamlessly integrated, is there going to be any kind of like a bonfire or lamp system in order to help players get around?
ボーンファイア的なシステムはありますかっていう話。
いわゆるチェックポイントみたいなものは用意しようと思っていて、まだちょっとその辺はこれからっていう感じですね。
そうですね。They are planning on implementing some sort of a checkpoint system. However, they have not. They're not talking in detail about it yet.
Okay.
It's actually just not final. We don't want to tell you the wrong thing. So,
For the
シリーズをみんなやってくれてるんですよ。
by the way, have you guys played the? Are you guys fans of the Soul series?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious, when it comes to the combat of Sekiro, we've seen some during the Microsoft conference and the B-roll we have, but can you talk about how the combat of Sekiro will be, set apart from Bloodborne, Dark Souls, etc.?
じゃあ戦闘のところはどこが違いますかね。
そうですね。これまでとは結構操作感ももちろん違っていて、例えば僕も初めてビルドを触った時に結構ソウルシリーズは当然すごいやってきたんで、雑魚とかは結構簡単に倒せるだろうなって思ったんですけど、めちゃめちゃ死にました。得意な人でもこれまでとは全然操作方法また違ってくるんで、このまま通りにはいかないですね。
So the way it feels as it controls, it feels kind of familiar, and then when you start getting into it, you start to realize it's extremely different. So as a Souls veteran, the first time he picked it up, he was like, he fought it for a couple enemies. He was like, oh yeah, I got this. This is easy. And then he just got wrecked. He said while there is a familiarity, there's a lot of, it's just a completely different control and feel.
Yeah. And not only when it comes to the combat, but also the traversal. It seems like we've got a grappling hook. There's a lot more movement, jumping. Can you talk about implementing that into the game?
Sure. やっぱり鍵縄があると立体感が強く出てくるんですけど、それをゲームに入れる理由とかそれを実装するのはどんな経験でしたっていう話です。
そうですね。まずはこれまでも僕らはマップをですね立体的に作っていって、でそれを探索が楽しいものにしようっていうふうに思ってこれまでまず作ってきました。
So verticality has always been a important part of their design, like having in old games they would use ladders or something like that, and you would go up and down all over the place.
で今回はその鍵縄によって実際にその立体的なマップを立体的に探索移動することが、ダイナミックに移動することができるようになります。
Right, but with the grappling hook, you can actually now you don't need to use those ladders. You can actually just boom go there. So it changes a lot in the way that you explore the world, in the way that they design the maps. It's very different.
でもちろんあとは戦闘とかでも使えますし、マップの移動だけではなくて、例えば上から銃を撃ってくる敵がいたらそこに一気に飛んでいって直接攻撃をするとか、立体的な戦闘っていうのも可能にします。
Right. It also allows for interesting verticality in combat. So let's say there's a sniper up on a ledge, and you can use the grappling hook to get there. You can actually fly there, do a roll, and hit him and take him out. It's just fly wasn't the right word. You can grapple hook there, but yeah, there are a lot more options in battle as well.
あとはトレーラーの中でもあったんですけども、馬に乗ってる敵に直接鍵縄を引っ掛けて戦うっていうこともあったりとか、そういった戦い方も用意されてます。
And you may have noticed in the trailer, but in it, the hero actually uses the grappling hook and goes to the boss.
Yeah.
It doesn't attack there as well. So there are times where you could do this as well. So.
This is the boss who was puking on his sword to give it poison damage or something. It looked like a very Souls-born thing to see.
アスラ侍の
はい
がなんか入ってましたっけってそう
酒を吹いてるやつですか。
それは酒ですかゲロですか
どっちかっていうと、お酒とかあるいは毒みたいなイメージですね。
They're imagining it's either sake or potentially poison. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the two.
But yes, that was what you were seeing there. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the arm.
Yeah.
Very interesting. How does that roll into the gameplay?
So I can talk to that one. 義手の
そうですね。
どうですか？僕が
そうですね。
はい。So the prosthetic arm it has two key uses. One, as you know, is the grappling hook we've already discussed. It also has a variety of tools that you can equip to it.
Right.
Some of them you can use to attack directly, like that axe you saw in the trailer, where you just, boom, you hit enemies. And then others have a special use, such as firecrackers that you can use to blind enemies, as an example. And you pair that with your right hand, so that's your left hand. You pair that with your right hand, which is the katana, and you kind of use them together while using multiple tools over here. You're fighting with the sword at the same time, and you're kind of combining them together. You have combos with them, and there's a lot of different interesting ways they can be combined.
Right.
So add to that the grappling hook. You have like some jump flipping mechanics that you may have seen as well. There's a lot, and stealth. There's a lot you can do in this game.
And then with Dark Souls, obviously, is more gothic, medieval, and then you go to Victorian, steampunky with Bloodborne.
Yeah.
What kind of possibilities does it open up to go to like ancient Japan with
That's a good one.
Sekiro?
いやじゃあ以前ビクトリアンだったり、まあそういうメディーベルだったり、いろんなテーマがあったと思うんですけど、今回はじゃあ日本ということで、じゃあどんなところを表現したいと思いますか。
そうですね、まず戦国末期が舞台になっているとさっきロバートさんが言ったそうな通りなんですけど、まず非常にそれは戦争がいろんなところであって戦がいろんなところであってまず血生臭い世界ですね。まずそれが一つ。
So one of them that they wanted to recreate was it is set in the Warring States period, which is a time of brutal, bloody civil war, right? And so it's a really intense period, and that was one thing that they did want to recreate.
それでいて今回は日本古来からあるような、風景の美しさそういったところにもアプローチしています。
The other thing that they really wanted to create for this game, for this title, that makes they wanted to recreate the ancient beauty of Japan, of like the natural ancient beauty of Japan, like these, and I can give some examples. I'm adding to what he said, but there were like, imagine just huge temples in the middle of a forest, or all these trees with beautiful fall leaves on a bridge in the sunlight. You know what I mean? So that type of imagery as well is something that they're looking to create.
Can you talk at all about if we're going to be leveling up our characters? 'Cause obviously a huge thing in Dark Souls and
Yeah.
Bloodborne was collecting souls and the risk-reward of pushing forward but not
Yeah.
wanting to lose things that you collected. Is there going to be any kind of mechanic like that?
じゃあレベルアップとかデスペナルティの話はどうですかね。
そうですね、まだちょっとお話はできないんですけども当然まずレベルアップに関してはこれまでは一番代表的だったものはステータスを振っていくっていうのがあったと思うんですけどそういったものとはまた別のものを検討しています。
Right. So in terms of progression and getting stronger, so in the past they would use a stat system, add points to strength, etc. They're actually doing something different than that this time. We can't go into a huge amount of detail on it, but that was the first thing he said.
そうですね。で、なので何か冒険をして敵を倒して何らかをゲットしてそれによって自分が強くなっていくっていう感覚は本作でも当然あります。
Right. That said, the feeling of beating enemies, getting something from them, getting stronger and stronger is still there.
Yeah.
あとはデスペナルティに関してもまたこれまでとは違ったものを考えていてもう絶対死にたくないって思いながらプレイする感覚っていうのも、今回はまた違った形で楽しんでいただけると思います。
And as for the penalty for death, that is also going to be very different this time. We can't really talk about what it is, but that feeling of dreading dying is going to be there in a completely different way.
So as we're making our way through the game, is it going to be more of an open path like we're used to, like exploring? There's not really a set critical path that we have to follow. Because surely with the grappling hook and the increased traversal,
Yeah.
it could mean that players could technically take on any boss in any order?
Ooh,
Or is there a limit?
I got to think
Or is
about
there
that
a
for a
certain
second.
path?
Let's get Yasuhiro's answer. So, ちょっとフリーダムがどんな順番でクリアしていくかっていう話があるんですけど、じゃあそれは完全に自由ですか？もう最初からどれのボスでも倒せるみたいな感じですか？
そこはちょっと違いますね。すごいソウルをやってくれているってことなんで、ダークソウル1を思い出してもらえるとちょっと分かりやすいと思います。全部のボスには当然いけないんですけども、最初からいくつか生き方があるかもしれないし、ああいったマップのつながり方ですね。全くダークソウル1ともちろん同じような形ではないんですけども、 プレイヤーが自由に、進行していくような形にはなります。
So if you had to draw a comparison to what the world structure is like, it's probably closest to the way that they laid out Dark Souls 1.
Right.
Which is that you have all of these interconnected areas with multiple paths between them. So it's not, but that said, it's not like you can just access all the paths from the start.
Right.
There's player choice in how you complete the game, but there is, as well, order in those choices, if that makes sense.
So there's certain milestones you kind of have to hit in a certain order, but there are paths between the milestones that you can mix and match up.
I'd say that sounds pretty accurate to me. Let me double check with him. じゃあマイルストーンがあって、
はい、
そのマイルストーンを達成したら次に行ける場所が解除される感覚ですか？
イメージとしてはそれに近いとは思いますね。ただもちろんこれから作っていく部分もあって変更があるかもしれないので、こうだとはお伝えできないんですけども、はい。
Yeah, so not 100% final, so you can't say for sure, of course, but that is kind of the general image that they have right now. Yes.
ただ一つ言えるのはその一本道でボスを倒してじゃあ次っていくようなタイプのゲームとはちょっと違うと思います。
But that said, it's not like okay, we're on this map, we got to kill this boss, we kill him, we get a cutscene, tells us what to do. Now we're on to boss 2.
Right.
It's a lot more open than that. Yep.
It's like making games that traditionally don't hold your hand, even though it seems like in the modern landscape, a lot of games feel the need to. Is that something that From Software, sounds like that's something that you want to keep avoiding? It's telling players exactly where to go, especially if Sekiro is similar to Dark Souls, which is probably the least hand-holding in any of the Dark Souls titles.
Right. やっぱりすごい強く誘導するのは以前のタイトルでは避けてたと思うんですけど、今回もそんな感じですね。
そうですね。やっぱり自分で探索してキャラクターのその物語を自分でやっていくっていうところですよね。探索自体も自由にこっちに行ったら何があるんだろうって考えながら楽しんでいただきたいと思ってます。
Yeah, that's really what makes the exploration fun is when you feel like you're the one exploring. So that's kind of been their philosophy is just let players explore the world and find things on their own and have that happen organically rather than being very heavy-handed.
Yep. こっちが正しい道かなと思って行ったら何かやばい敵がいるとかそういった驚きも今回用意してるんで。
正しい道っていうか秘密の道ですか？
そうですね。秘密の道がそうですね。変なやつがいる敵道とか。
はい。So if you for example, if you were to find a secret path, let's say you're walking down and you're like, oh, I think this is a secret. I'm going to check this out, and then you run into something horrifying that you did not expect to see. Yeah. That's an interesting experience, and they like that kind of gameplay.
But one of the things that Dark Souls and Bloodborne had was the online multiplayer aspect where you could leave notes for other players.
Yes.
Are we going to have any type of that going on?
じゃあオンラインは昔ソウルズではなんかノートとかを残したりしてたんですけど、そういうのはどうですか？
そうですね。今回はシングルプレイでできるところに特化したシングルプレイのアクションアドベンチャーを目指していて、なので実はオンライン要素っていうのが一切ないゲームになります。
So this time around, we made the conscious decision to focus specifically on the single player experience. So we actually don't have any online features
at all.
Yeah.
That's quite surprising, but it's a very interesting move, I would say. And
we can talk to that more. Actually, there's some pretty cool reasons for it if we have time. I don't know if we have time.
Yeah, you go for it.
じゃあびっくりですね。面白いですねって言ってて、じゃあその話をしましょうか。なぜシングルプレイヤーに特化したか。
そうですね。やっぱりまずマルチプレイのゲームとシングルプレイのゲームとか、あとはシングルプレイでもいろいろなクラス。ナイトであったりマジシャンがあったりっていったクラスを採用したゲームと完全にシングルプレイのゲームってやっぱりゲームデザインが結構変わってくるんですよね。はい。
So, when you design a multiplayer game versus a single player game, a lot of things are different. Additionally, when hold on, sorry. It's early in the morning. Just give my brain a second to catch up with that.
We're right there.
All right, so when you design a multiplayer game versus a single-player game, it's a very different, a different way to go about it. There's a lot of different things you have to consider when you do so. The same thing goes for using multiple classes, right? So if you're doing a multiplayer game with multiple, a multiple classes, you have to consider, okay, a knight has to be able to beat this boss, and a mage has to be able to beat this boss, and also they both have to be able to beat this boss if they can summon one another. And there's a lot of considerations you have to make. If you go to single player, it really changes the limitations, or I should say, I mean, both have limitations, but it's a different set of limitations that you can work with in a different way, in a really interesting way, for these guys this time.
そうですね。
I added a little bit on the end there. Okay.
で今回、もちろんどっちもシングルもマルチとかクラスがあるのもそれぞれの面白さがあると思うんですけども、今回に関しては、忍びのシングルプレイに集中したタイトルにしようというふうに考えてます。
Right.
そこに特化したものですね。
Right. So, you know, they love multiplayer games, they love single player games, and they decided that it would be really interesting if they could focus on being a ninja and taking that and seeing how far they could take that and seeing where they could go with it. So that was it.
So just keeping a single player, like, open up a wider array of possibilities, would you say?
いや、なのでじゃあ可能性が多くなるっていうことですか。コンバットとかなんかいろいろできる。
そうですね。コンバットの作り方もシングルプレイにした分、よりその忍びの中でいろいろなことができるっていうふうにしようというふうに考えてます。
That's exactly it. Yeah, if it's a single player game and you're a single class, there's a lot more options you can create for that single class. そして敵もそのクラスだけのに対して調整もできますよね。はい。And you can also tune for that, tune everything for that one class, and it allows for a lot of possibilities there. Yep.
How long has the team been working on the game?
じゃあ開発期間はどうですかっていう話ですね。開発期間はどれぐらいっていう話です。
開発期間自体はちょっとお話はできないんですけども、本当にその企画のなんとなくこういうゲームを作ろうかっていうのが考えられ始めたのはブラッドボーンのダウンロードコンテンツが終わったぐらいの時ですね。
Right. So we can't talk about development period. They can tell you when they initially got the idea for working on a Japanese game.
Yeah.
They first started thinking Japan was a cool idea around Bloodborne's DLC, around that timing. Yeah.
Interesting. Awesome. Well, Robert and Yasuhiro, thank you so much for joining us on stage.
Thank you.
Any inkling of when people might be able to expecting Sekiro?
Yeah, early 2019.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so
can't wait.
much.
Thank you.
We'll have a great rest of the show, and everybody, if you're watching from home, we will be right back with Skull and Bones, so stick around.